Hey kids, I trust you've been well. The miasma shrouding Lemnian Hollow still hasn't cleared, and since Wi-Fi Peninsula is also a major production area for porcelain ore, I imagine the air quality there isn't so great.
The city's air isn't great, but the real concern is the miasma still spreading through Wi-Fi Peninsula. Do you have any plans to handle it, Mr. Mayor?
A close attendant friend of mine once told me that, as a senior, it's more friendly to start with some pleasantries before diving into the main topic. But enough small talk. I'm calling about the continued threat of the miasma and the danger still posed by the Exaltists. Miasma is a natural byproduct within the Hollows, a unique form of ether that causes more severe corruption effects than ordinary ether, producing even more powerful ethereals and sacrifices. That's nothing new to you two, Phaethon, but the miasma raging within Lemnian Hollow has far exceeded what natural seepage could produce.
It's because of the Exaltists. They've been using miasma to research and create sacrifices, which has caused miasma to spread rampantly within the Hollow.
That's right. From thwarting the Exaltists' plan to seize control of Wi-Fi Peninsula to dismantling Porcelumex, everything you've done has surely dealt a major blow to the Exaltists' influence in the region.
But the Exaltists' actions are still harming the people of Wi-Fi Peninsula, and the miasma in Lemnian Hollow shows no sign of letting up.
Which brings me to the reason I'm troubling you both this time. The opportunity to root out that evil once and for all has finally arrived. Porcelumex's co-chief executive officer Ferox secretly allied with the Exaltists to carry out unlawful hollow experiments, seriously endangering the safety and interests of Wi-Fi Peninsula's citizens and businesses. I'll spare you all the official jargon, but in short, Porcelumex's influence and control over Wi-Fi Peninsula have been significantly restricted. But investigations and operations by the city government in Wi-Fi Peninsula are still being hindered because another major player has rolled in. A defense force unit, led by Major General Lorenz, has been deployed to Wi-Fi Peninsula over the past few days, imposing temporary military control to investigate Porcelumex and contain the Exaltist threat.
The Defense Force wasn't involved with the issues in Wi-Fi Peninsula before, so why'd they show up now?
Wi-Fi Peninsula is a key porcelain production area after all, and has always been a highly contested prize amongst the city's various official powers. Besides protecting the city, everyone is eager to claim a bigger share of the wealth and influence it provides. Major General Lorenz is no easygoing man. Ruthless would be the mildest way to describe him when it comes to achieving his goals. According to my sources, he has a close personal relationship with Porcelumex's other co-chief executive officer, Lucro, and the two often work together. With Ferox's downfall, Lucro secured Lorenz's support by offering him a share of Wi-Fi Peninsula's interests. Having the backing of a Defense Force Major General would greatly benefit his dealings within TOPS.
Sounds like a power struggle between TOPS and the Defense Force. But where exactly is this opportunity to take out the Exaltist remnants?
According to the action plan the Defense Force submitted to the city, eradicate the Exaltists sits at the top of their agenda. That's also their most legitimate reason for deploying to Wi-Fi Peninsula. Of course, I don't believe Lorenz is only there to dutifully protect the city, but with Porcelumex and the Defense Force already muddying the waters, a heavy-handed move by the municipal government could turn the conflict into a turf war over interests. I won't pretend I'm above it all, but I do believe that protecting the citizens' safety is more important than short-term gains. That's why neither the city government nor Yunquay Summit can act directly this time. But for you, Phaethon...
Yes, Phaethon. A legend among proxies. An outlaw of the underground. The last disciple of a secret research institute. Mayor Mayflower's wondrous right hand. The one who saved the Void Hunter from the brink of collapse. It's my time to shine again, right?
To be honest, I won't need all those people helping me. But you're right. It's time for the protagonist to take the stage. I spotted the name Obel Squad on the Defense Forces unit roster. I've heard of their past exploits, and some of their members have had both professional and personal dealings with you. I believe they could be a trustworthy source of support. Their commanding officer this time is Miss Isolde, who worked with you during the investigation into the Exaltists in Porcelumex. I assume you're already well acquainted with her.
So we'll be taking part in the operation against the Exaltists as proxies working with the Defense Force?
Exactly. But the title proxy won't fly in the Defense Force's operational report. You'll be introduced as Special Holotech Advisors and the Mayor's Special Envoy for Military Operations during your visit with the Defense Force. Sorry, official organizations do love to make up long and difficult-to-remember titles, but sometimes those titles can come in handy. Though I have to say, the ones you came up with a moment ago did sound a lot cooler.
By the way, we came across a few scattered clues about our teacher in the last mission, but we still didn't make any real headway.
There's still no solid intel on Miss Carol Arna, but within the limits permitted by the Defense Force, you're still free to pursue her whereabouts as you see fit. I've already informed the Defense Force and Miss Isolde in advance. The specific plans and arrangements will be up to you two to discuss with Isolde and Obel Squad. Well, I have official duties to attend to, and you both have an important mission ahead, so let's keep it brief. Once again, I wish you the best of luck.
Oh.
City center out of nowhere. Without support from the Obsidian Division, they won't hold for long. I I knew you couldn't count on Helios's warning systems.
Doesn't matter. We've seen worse, haven't we?
The track we're guarding this time is a key route for evacuating civilians and transporting aid. This is our last line of defense. The civilians are right behind us. We must hold the line.
Magus, you're late today?
You never miss Captain's pep talk.
Let me guess. You were off doing last-minute gear checks for us. Still, they've got a point. Tardiness is unacceptable, soldier.
Obsidian Division. Agamemnon Squad assembled.
Obsidian Division, Agamemnon Squad, requesting backup! Obsidian Division, Agamemnon Squad, requesting backup!
Fall back, Orpheus!
Fall back. No, we have to kill it. Whatever it takes. Get back!
I'm from Yunkoi Summit. We'll hold the line from here. You can fall back now, comrades.
Everyone, we can still save them. And the civilians, they're right behind us. We can't back down. We cannot fall back! So, is this the end? Revenge. Against what? The Hollow? Against everything. I've already lost.
Captain? Captain Magus? Nagus? Nagus, were you dreaming again?
Intelligent constructs don't dream. It was just leftover cache fragments tucked away deep in my memory module.
So, were you dreaming about the past again?
It's a good thing you gave up your studies at the Meta School to enlist, Orphe.
What can I say? My brain can be a bit slow at times. Anyway, Magus, you talk in your sleep all the time.
I don't sleep. It's a self-diagnostic mode. And I've told you before, use my proper title while on duty, and stop eavesdropping on me.
Yes, Captain Magus! I swear, I'll never listen to you sleep talking again. But given how you're always right behind me, it's kinda hard not to overhear.
It's not sleep talking. It's echoes of residual signals from the vocal module during self-diagnostic mode.
Yes, Captain Magus! I swear, I'll never eavesdrop on your, whatever that was during self-diagnostic mode again.
Still, it's strange. I actually overslept today. I mean, my self-diagnostic ran longer than expected. It feels like some kind of bad omen.
Are intelligent constructs superstitious too?
Well, I am just like you. An idiot who dropped out of school to join the military. Superstition is the only knowledge I've got that I can actually rely on. Enough breakfast chit-chat. Time to get ready for this morning's operational briefing, Orphe.
Yes, Captain Magus.
Good morning, everyone. Today's briefing is to discuss the tactical details for the raid on the Exaltis stronghold. Thanks to previous infiltration ops and documents from Porcelumex, we've gathered intel on several key Exaltis communication hubs within the Hollow. However, we still need more detailed intel on the exact location of their headquarters and the distribution of their personnel. Therefore, before the main force advances into the Hollow to launch a full sweep, we will deploy several elite squads to their comms outposts within the Hollow for recon. The first shot of this battle will be fired by Obel. The results you achieve will be critical to the success of the operations that
Leave it to me, Isolde.
Captain Magus, remember to use proper ranks during operations?
Yes, ma'am. After all these years, it's not like you don't know.
Magus? Captain, you were the one lecturing me about that just this morning.
After all this time, we finally get to fight side by side again, Isolde. Colonel.
Ma'am, I heard for this operation, a special envoy from the city government will be assisting Obel Squad. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, Trigger was just telling me we've got a super capable and trustworthy friend coming to work with us.
Trigger is right. There will indeed be a guest from the city government joining us as a technical advisor to assist Obel Squad in the operation. Per the agreed arrangements, our guest will meet you all inside the Hollow. The Exaltists have long plagued Wi-Fi Peninsula. Obsidian Division's mission is simple. Eliminate the source of this chaos once and for all. Their repeated failures have cost them dearly. Our task now is to eliminate the remaining stragglers and strike directly at their headquarters. We have obtained intel on multiple enemy strongholds. You will be deployed as scouts. Your objective is to investigate and pinpoint the enemy's main base. Blitz Squad will handle the frontal assault. You will also rendezvous with the technical advisor dispatched by the mayor and assist them in securing the key data. Aegis Squad, you will strike the enemy from the air, providing firepower and intel support for all units on the ground. Operation codename Blitz and Aegis. Obel Squad, gear up and get ready!
Obel Squad reporting in. We are at the target hollow.
Blitz Squad in position.
Aegis Squad, report your position. Do you copy?
Copy, Captain Magus. Aegis reporting in.
We're en route with the chopper. ETA 20 minutes. Landing at Blitz Squad's 3 o'clock.
Primary objective, rendezvous with the mayor's envoy.
Must be someone pretty important. They've got Obel Squad handling the pickup.
They're very powerful, but also a very nice person.
Oh, so what sort of person are they exactly?
Save the chit-chat for after the mission. Stay focused on the battle. The envoy and escort team are inside the building up ahead.
By the way, why are we meeting inside the Hollow?
Captain Magus is all about action. She prefers getting to know our partners in live combat scenarios rather than listening to someone introduce them. At least, that's what Colonel Isolde said.
You're making me sound like I'm some unreasonable, clueless kid or something.
We've successfully rendezvoused with the target. Now, let me take a look at Colonel Isolde's intel report. Captain Magus, this is the Special Hollow Technology Consultant, the Mayor's Special Envoy for Military Operations, as well as the...
Wait, didn't Isolde say there was only one target? How many people are we talking about here?
Forget the titles. Why don't you all just call me Proxy?
So this is the amazing Miss Phaethon that Trigger and Soldier 11 were talking about. Turns out you're actually pretty down to earth.
I know who you are. You must be the infamous Phaethon they mentioned, right?
Trigger was definitely talking about the renowned Miss Phaethon.
Usually, only heroic characters are described as renowned. For villains, it would be...
If the other side is a villain, then working with them means we're on the side of villains too.
To be honest, I'm still a little uneasy about having a proxy join up with Obel Squad. I'm an old-timer who plays by the rules. No dramatic backstory, no need for wild adventures like the younger ones. So I've rarely had dealings with anyone outside the military. Especially someone from, well, the underworld, like you.
A hero working from the dark side, protecting the city in secret. I have to admit, that sounds pretty cool.
Sure, I've heard stories of your accomplishments, but don't mistake that for me seeing you as a hero. Everyone walking the city has their own purpose, especially someone with a complicated background like you. But I hope your goals won't interfere with Obel's mission, or violate the Defense Force's principles. Otherwise...
If what you call your principles are genuinely just, and your aim is to protect others, then I'd say we're on the same side.
I hope so.
Whether I'm a villain or a hero, let's keep our focus on the mission. After all, we're still deep inside the Hollow, surrounded by Exaltists.
Regardless of your position, if you get things done, that's not bad in my book.
Next, I'll briefly outline the mission objectives and explain the role that Phaethon will play in this operation. As an expert Hollow guide, or a proxy, Phaethon will use the current map intel and Hollow data to chart the most efficient route for us, Obel Squad. At the same time, we'll provide cover for Phaethon as the proxy collects Hollow data and monitors the changes and activity of the miasma.
We've got plenty of trained scouts in the military. Can a proxy with no combat experience really handle such an operation?
Captain Magus, according to the intel report and squad member accounts, the proxy has combat experience working alongside Trigger and Soldier 11. Sharper, more precise, and more perceptive than any scout. That's how Soldier 11 described the proxy. I don't think we've ever seen anyone who's earned the approval of both Trigger and Soldier 11 outside of our own squad members.
If no other squad members or Isolde have any objections. That wraps up the mission briefing. Don't fall behind, Proxy.
There are more enemies than we expected.
Agent Squad, report your status! Agent Squad, come in!
The enemy reinforcements just keep coming!
Blitz Squad is pinned down! Agent Squad, do you copy?
Enemy reinforcements spotted to the northwest!
Agent Squad!
Seed and the others should be okay, right?
The fastest way to get comms back is to disable the nearby jamming devices.
Feels like the miasma around us is getting thicker.
Ether activity is rising around us. Watch out for stronger enemies.
We're circling right above the enemy, Captain.
Searching for the mission target. Aegis Squad has reached the LZ. Blitz Squad, do you copy?
Hold on, me and Seed Senior.
Comms seem to be jammed. Is Seed Senior's comm system still working?
No, the speaker's all buzzy with static.
Let's clear the nearby enemies first, then regroup with the captain ASAP. I wonder if the the envoy and the captain have met up safely. Time to pin them down.
I've been on standby for a long time.
Keep distance. Sustain fire.
I've been on standby for a long time.
Homing barrage. Fire.
The area's all clear now. All those annoying pests? Good riddance.
Come in, Blitz Squad. Do you copy?
Aegis Squad, come in.
Aegis reporting in. We read you loud and clear, Captain.
We just shut down the enemy's jamming equipment.
We can focus
More ethereals keep emerging from the miasma.
They sure have a large reserve of miasma.
Aegis Squad, are there any ether transmission terminals inside the control room?
Roger. New objective. Shut down the ether transmission system.
Remote support. In position.
The ether transmission system has been shut down.
Great! That cuts off the supply of miasma.
Next, we eliminate the remaining enemies and head to the meeting point. Blitz Squad has finished clearing out the remaining enemies.
Those things look like coffins. They're kind of creepy.
What's a coffin? It's a thing where people...
Huh?
Tapped the unknown device. Now analyzing. Network communication structure detected.
These devices are interconnected, probably forming part of a larger equipment array. By cracking part of the data, we can locate the other devices.
Looks like Proxy's quite the skilled hacker.
You're amazing, Proxy!
You're not secretly hacking into my brain while I'm asleep, are you?
Hey, come on. I'm a professional. I have standards.
Communication structure analysis 50% complete.
Those are ether reactors made by Porcelumex. Not gonna lie, they look pretty ominous.
Porcelumex? That's the company working with the Exaltists, right?
Not everyone in the company is bad.
Senior.
This is the only route Blip Squad can take.
The mission went without a hitch. Great work, everyone.
And thanks to the Envoy for all her hard work, too. You were also amazing in battle. I was just doing my duty.
Seed, you've met them before.
Oh, it's you, Proxy.
You're Seed, right? It's been a while. We met briefly during the Porcelumex investigation.
I remember. Oh, Seed Senior says he remembers too. Shh, he's asleep right now, so he can't talk to you himself. But according to Seed Senior, you're someone who can be trusted. Someone worth trusting. Well, to be honest, it was Trigger and Soldier 11 who told Seed Senior first. And then Seed Senior told me.
Seed Senior? Is that the name of your mech?
He's not Seed Senior is an intelligent construct. Totally different from exoskeleton-based vehicles like mechs. You carry the same scent as me, Proxy. You must be quite knowledgeable in this field. Did you attend classes properly back in school, Proxy?
Strictly speaking, I never really went to a typical school.
Sounds like a lie.
You two have quite a unique way of talking.
The Defense Force, or rather, Obel Squad's comms channel, always seems to be tuned to a pretty unusual frequency.
Birds of a feather flock together, as they say.
The Proxy wasn't complimenting us, Soldier 11. You dummy.
Being able to tune into both Seed's and Soldier 11's wavelength at the same time. I have to say, you really are something special.
Wavelength? Are Seed and Soldier 11 intelligent constructs too?
Still, winning over these girls might be easy. But as their commanding officer, I have to assess you with the utmost caution. All right, everyone, that's enough chit-chat. Let's not forget, we're still in the middle of a battlefield here. Although we've tracked down the Exaltists' communication outpost, it seems all that's left are supplies they didn't have time to evacuate with. We came up empty on both the location of the Exaltist's main base and the research data you were looking for, Proxy.
The most efficient way to move such a large amount of supplies in a short time would be through spatial fissures. The Exaltists have been operating in Lemnian Hollow for a long time. They must have access to fissure coordinates that the Defense Force doesn't know about. But no one knows the labyrinths of hollows better than Phaethon.
Phaethon's scales are like magic. Sounds way more impressive than a carrot.
Sounds pretty mysterious. Anyway, you're confident you can catch up with them, right?
I got this. Inside those devices, those are all sacrifices?
Seed, confirm the number of enemies.
Locking onto hostile targets. Aiden Spider. What's that? Now we're all clear. Oval Squad. All enemies eliminated. The rambling old man is a little Seed's trophy.
The final sacrifice is about to begin. How can swirling dust compete with a blazing fire?
Do all the Exaltists talk like this? It's really hard to understand.
Seed, make him shut up.
Foolish unbelievers!
Hey, Seed Senior. You've got to be careful with how you treat prisoners.
They've done more than enough harm. Being gentle isn't exactly a priority.
What sets these Exaltists apart from typical villains is their fanatical devotion to the Creator. That often drives them to act unpredictably. Even if they act in the shadows without rhyme or reason, the miasma remains essential to them. If we follow that trail, it could very well be
These so-called fanatics are nothing more than villains who treat ether as a deadly poison corrupting new Eridu, aiding and abetting its destruction. Stays so devoted when confronted with 50 caliber high explosive rounds and military-grade high-energy lasers!
Calm down, Captain Magus. As vile as the Exaltists are, not every member is guilty. Many innocent civilians were deceived into joining. In other words, not every Exaltist member deserves to be met with 50 caliber high explosive rounds and military-grade high-energy lasers.
We've hardly caught anyone yet, and you're already defending them? I know how to throw around grand quotes, too. Like no snowflake in an avalanche ever feels responsible. You're awfully sympathetic towards these scumbags. Perhaps because you're one of them?
Enough! Captain Magus, I'm pretty sure your remarks have already exceeded the boundaries set by Commander Isolde's temporary protocol for addressing Phaethon. Specifically, the section designated for Magus.
Huh? How come no one told me about it?
Don't speak harshly to your squad mates, and don't say anything that kills morale. That's what you taught us, Captain Magus.
I don't consider them a comrade. At least not yet.
Whether we're allies who can rely on each other or simply partners with our own suspicions, let's stick to our duties, Captain Magus.
Wouldn't have it any other way, Phaethon.
There's a critical piece of intel that needs our immediate attention. What just emerged from the Obscura is a bioweapon created by the Exaltists, known as a sacrifice. These Obscura, and the factories that produce them, are scattered throughout Lemnian Hollow.
No, Not just Lemnian Hollow. According to the data from Porcelumex and the intel Commander Isolde has gathered, there are a large number of Obscura placed throughout Wi-Fi Peninsula. Over 300 of them.
Over 300? Not even the entire Obsidian Division could deal with that many monsters.
The entire Obsidian Division would just end up as monster food.
We have to get this information to Command immediately. The Exaltists' actions may be far more dangerous than we had anticipated.
No, that's not right. Although I did come across Obscura shards tainted with sacrifice energy, there's still no solid evidence to confirm that the sacrifices and Obscura are directly connected. The Obscura devices I saw in Phylum Heights didn't all carry traces of sacrifice energy either. More importantly, creating a creature as powerful as the sacrifices would require an unimaginable amount of ether. There's no way the Exaltists have access to such an immense supply of ether and miasma.
Or they would have destroyed New Eridu long ago.
Phew. Good thing the bad guys we're dealing with this time aren't that powerful. Yet.
Hey, did you two completely forget that courage is a soldier's greatest virtue?
Captain, didn't you say that kind of talk is just something generals say to sound impressive?
The proxy has a point. But there's definitely something suspicious about the Obscura and Wi-Fi Peninsula. We need to organize thorough inspections and patrols as soon as possible. Obsidian Division has already mobilized outside Lemnian Hollow. Those Exaltist rats will soon meet their end.
A fanatic's last stand is often the most ferocious. Everyone, stay sharp and proceed with—
After spending over a decade in the military, I understand that all too well.
What Captain Magus meant to say was, thanks for the heads up, Proxy.
That's not what I meant! All in all, the scouting mission was a success. Obel Squad took no casualties. Against our firepower, those Exaltist lunatics didn't stand a chance. It's honestly baffling how HSO and public security got completely outplayed by the Exaltists. Their actions are chaotic and lack any strategy. Though credit goes to Commander Isolde's flawless planning.
The proxy was amazing too. Just like Trigger and Soldier 11 said. And just like all those rumors on Internet.
Huh? Orphe, since when have you been visiting sketchy sites like Internet behind my back?
Help!
Calm down, Captain Magus. What you've dealt with so far are just the Exaltus' scattered remnants.
I know. We already have the hollow coordinates for the Exaltus base. I'm not worried about a head-on clash. What worries me are those Obscura and the sacrifice creatures.
Leave the search for the Obscura to me and the city forces. You focus on the mission inside the hollow. You can't just grasp at weeds. You have to dig out the roots. All this might just be a diversion by the Exaltists. By the way, Proxy, I heard your performance in the Hollow was top-notch as always. How's working with Obel? Has Captain Magus been giving you any trouble?
I'll have to think about that. I remember Captain Magus saying that Phaethon is a villain who should be dealt with using 50 caliber, high explosive rounds and military-grade high-energy lasers?
Don't go taking things out of context to make me look like the bad guy. I'm a straight shooter.
Got it. Looks like the temporary protocol for addressing Phaethon doesn't really hold much sway over Captain Magus.
It's all because I wasn't decisive enough. Please don't punish Captain Magus.
She's not the most soft-spoken, but Captain Magus and the squad have been doing their best to support me. And her military-grade high-energy laser is definitely reassuring.
All right. Without the proxy support, our operation wouldn't have gone this smoothly.
Whew. I guess this is the part where old grudges melt away and everyone makes nice.
But if you're that talented, why settle for the dishonorable role of a proxy? Why not join the military, earn a proper rank, and truly protect New Eridu?
What's so dishonorable about it? The work we do in the shadows brings us closer to the light than many of those who stand in it.
You're being a little harsh today, Captain.
Proxy. How many unqualified civilians have you led straight into danger within the Hollows? And how many shady Hollow Raiders have you guided to dirty money?
You're right, Captain Magus. The underworld does have its dark side, but a lot of people are forced into it. They have to avoid the light and just try to survive in the shadows. And this grand, respectable world you speak of, is it really filled with nothing but righteous heroes? Is your defense force really so perfect? Every single person?
You...
All right, kids, enough bickering. The only villain here is the grumpy old Isolde. You're all brave, shining heroes, okay?
Looks like the captain got shut down by Commander Isolde again.
Even the proxy's been lumped in with the kids. Looks like we're all in the same class now.
This concludes the briefing. Proxy, Major General Lorenz has expressed interest in meeting you. Would you mind coming with me later?
The Major General wants to see me? That can't be good.
Relax. I'll be with you.
Sir, your guests have arrived.
Colonel Isolde, I heard that, Obel Squad has already obtained the coordinates of the Exaltist headquarters.
That's correct, sir. The recon operation was a success. However, we also discovered something unexpected. There are...
You can handle the specifics with your squad. You know I've always counted on you. Just make sure I get results.
Yes, sir.
Among all the mediocrity in the Obsidian Division, Isolde, you're the one who truly stands out. I'm really glad I found you back then. Someone like you shouldn't be stuck on the front lines. I'm pragmatic, but I always make sure my subordinates are treated fairly. This is a big opportunity, but I went to great lengths to get troops into Waifei Peninsula, so this mission is one we cannot afford to fail.
Yes, sir.
Ah, I seem to have forgotten about our guest. Isolde, the person beside you.
This is the officially appointed Hollow Technical Advisor and the Mayor's Special Envoy for Military Operation, Bell.
Welcome to Waifei Peninsula, Ambassador Bell.
I've been in Waifei Peninsula for a while now. Honestly, it's more appropriate for me and Swabian Temple to be the ones welcoming the Defense Force.
Swabian Temple? Ah, Yunque Summit. Pardon my memory, I nearly forgot our guest works directly under Mayor Mayflower. Mind filling me in, Colonel Isolde? Why is one of the mayor's personal agents, an infamous proxy, getting involved in Defense Force business?
Bell was appointed by the city as a technical advisor and envoy for Mayor Mayflower, sir. She's here to assist and oversee the Defense Force's operation.
Assist, huh? If the High Preceptor of Yunque Summit had shown up in person, perhaps I'd consider that worthy. And as for the supervision, since when does Mayflower get a say in when Obsidian Division pulls the trigger?
Sir, Bell is only here to assist Obel Squad. This has nothing to do with the main force's operations or command. All part of the agreement to keep the City Council from meddling with our military affairs in Waifei Peninsula. Which, I imagine, suits you just fine?
Of course. Your arrangements are always right on point, Colonel. This whole operation is running smoothly, thanks to you. Well then, since you're the Hollow experts and personally by the Mayor, it's only right that I proper welcome. Unfortunately, military secrecy is of utmost importance, so I'm afraid I can't escort Bell to the more refined venues in the city for a proper celebration, at least for now. Colonel Isolde, until this operation is over, all of Bell's external communications and movements beyond Phylum Heights must be temporarily restricted.
That's a very unique...
Major General, the Mayor and Yunque Summit might not be too happy about that.
That's an order, Colonel.
Yes, sir.
The people from Porcelumix are still waiting for me in Phylum Heights. Something about a banquet to welcome the Defense Force to Waifei Peninsula. Typical corporate parasites. Always know how to adapt and survive. I'm afraid I won't be able to personally entertain our guest, Isolde.
Let's go, Madam Ambassador.
Oh?
Captain, Proxy made it through the interrogation unscathed.
No significant change in pulse, and your face isn't too pale. Looks like you passed the test. You look so frail, Proxy. Who would have thought you had the makings of a soldier tough enough to endure enemy torture?
With you already calling me the villain, I figured I'd better get good at dodging torture.
The Major General may be tough to deal with, but interrogating the Mayor's envoy? That kind of thing doesn't happen in the Obsidian Division.
Temporarily restricting the Proxy's movements and communications? What does that mean?
It means we've got your precious Phaethon locked away. No way out, and no texting or calling family.
That's just so...
That's terrible!
What a shame. I never thought the legendary proxy Phaethon would end up getting caught one day.
On the plus side, at least the legendary proxy Phaethon was caught by Obel Squad. The Major General's idea of hospitality might be questionable, but for a soldier, orders are orders.
So, as much as we regret it, the legendary proxy Phaethon will have to stay put in Phylum Heights for a while.
You sure you're sorry, Captain? I'm pretty sure you were holding back a laugh just now.
Don't worry. Obel Squad and the Obsidian Division are the first line of defense against the Hollows. We'll wipe out the Exaltists faster than you'd think.
And then the proxy will be free.
As ordered, a technician will now attach a tracker to the proxy and temporarily block all communication functions of their electronics. My apologies, Proxy.
For the Obsidian Division, orders carry more weight than mountains. I don't like restricting someone's freedom like this. And I'm not exactly your biggest fan. But I hope you won't hold it against Isolde or the Squad.
I may not be a soldier, but I can understand the weight orders carry for all of you. If temporarily restricting my freedom helps the operation go smoothly and keeps the people of Wi-Fi Peninsula safe, I'll gladly go along with it.
I never thought you'd show such resolve, Proxy. Don't worry. I'll keep an eye on you while you're with us.
Captain Magus keeping an eye on you? Just a heads up, she's not exactly the caring type.
Once again, Proxy, you have my apologies.
Huh?
As Master's supreme assistant and a thoughtful, all-purpose AI, I would never sit back helplessly while Master's freedom is being restricted, unlike the second assistant.
Very... You really can't stop chasing that first assistant title, can you? When will you finally understand that as her sibling, I'm irreplaceable?
All right, you two, enough arguing. I'm just the pitiful, useless captured proxy here, while you two are elite hackers, okay?
Negative. Although Master was unfortunately captured, Master remains an elite hacking expert.
Save your useless sympathy, First Assistant. Luckily, not even the Hollows can interfere with the HDD's unique signal, so the Defense Force's jamming is barely an inconvenience.
Still, I was the one who actually encoded the anti-jamming signal.
Which means Bell can still reach me through the HDD, and EOS's deep dive can continue as planned.
I saw some new data with my eye implants in the Hollow. I need you to run some calculations. Whether or not the military's info checks out, nothing is more trustworthy than your calculations, Fairy.
Affirmative. Additionally, I've made a full copy of the military intel files that EOS and Master saw.
If the Defense Force comes knocking because you did something without permission, make sure they know Second Assistant and your Master had nothing to do with it. Anyway, leave the rest to me and Fairy Bell, just like always.
Then leave clearing out the Hollow to me and Noble Squad, just like always.
The Defense Force's mission is bound to be dangerous. Be careful, Bell.
At 3 o'clock, 300 meters. A cluster of miasma. Ethereal presence confirmed. Something's off. Are those humans coming out of there? Hey, look! Someone's crawling out of the miasma!
Why are they wearing Defense Force uniforms?
They're coming closer. And they're armed! We're under attack!
Fight back! Enemy spotted at 3 o'clock! 4 and 5 o'clock!
Oh,
is it the Exaltist troops in disguise?
No, they emerged from the miasma. They're definitely not alive!
What the Are we seeing the dead in broad daylight?
Ethereal and Monster just take them down! Reporting in! We've got casualties! We've got another wave of hostiles closing in on the right! We need backup!
It's just as the Overseer said! Even a miracle like a resurrection is nothing for the Creator!
Don't let joy blind you, my dear brother. Until we stand before the Creator, every miracle is just a small step toward the gate of the final.
Don't worry, my joy hasn't clouded my judgment, and my knowledge as a researcher remains sharp! The large-scale miasma activation experiment has already begun ahead of schedule. They'll never catch up to us on our path to the Creator!
The Exaltists have already figured out that we're launching a full-scale operation. So far, only Obel Squad's scouting mission involved direct combat. What that recon team ran into was likely just an unfortunate accident. But your operation was flawless, and no part of the plan was leaked. That means either the Exaltists are more perceptive than we thought, or some unit acted outside my command and carried out an unsanctioned mission.
But Lorenz handed over command of this operation to you.
So if we rule out interference from higher up, the only one who could have mobilized troops without the Colonel's approval is...
Only the Major General himself.
Looks like Colonel Isolde has it even tougher than I do when it comes to dealing with a demanding superior.
Orphe, you don't actually think I'm that difficult to deal with, do you?
At this point, arguing with my superior won't do any good.
So if we want the raid to stay on track, we'll have to strike even faster.
While I usually think you're a little too reckless, Magus, this time, I agree with you. Swift as the wind, fierce as fire, and unknowable as shadow. That's the essence of Blitz tactics. At least according to a Yunque Summit scroll. Since the enemy already knows we're coming, let's seize this rare opportunity and strike before they're ready.
Obel Squad, gear up and get ready!
Yes, Captain Magus!
I'm about to start deploying troops to launch the offensive. Proxy, both the battlefield and the hollows can shift in an instant. Make sure you're fully prepared. We aren't as ready as we could have been. The Obsidian Division will handle the battlefield, but when it comes to the hollow, you're the only one we can count on.
Leave it to me. On my reputation as a legendary proxy and my honor as the mayor's envoy, I won't let you down. I'm counting on all of you, too. Please don't betray the trust the people have placed in the Defense Force.
Save it. We're well aware.
What the captain means is, Obel never fails a mission.
The unexpected deployment of forces beyond Isolde's plan has put the Exaltists on high alert. But we can't risk the Exaltist core members escaping right under our noses. We have to strike quickly and hit their key bases.
Based on the intelligence we have, the target's stronghold in this operation is very likely the Exaltists' main base.
I'm not usually one to spoil the mood, but from what I've seen of the Exaltists, they're not that easy to pin down. Which raises the question, can we really trust the intel from the Defense Force?
You really know your way around intelligence and information warfare, Proxy. But it's Isolde's strategy and intel that have been key to the Defense Force's success so far. I understand your concerns, but I've no reason to doubt the reliability of Isolde's intel.
Captain Magus, You sure have a lot of trust in Commander Isolde, don't you?
That's because Captain Magus and Commander Isolde were comrades in arms. They fought side by side years ago.
Technically, fighting side by side isn't exactly accurate. But yes, Isolde and I go way back. She's a comrade, a senior, and my commanding officer. In fact, Obel Squad itself wouldn't exist without Isolde's support and guidance. If I can't trust Isolde, then there might not be anyone left in Obsidian Division I can trust.
I understand. So please believe me, when I'm acting as your proxy, my one and only goal is to lead you all to where you're meant to be.
The Defense Force people are here.
Yeah. Who goes there? Petty thugs blocking the way to the Creator.
The Creator will not forgive them. Our sacrifice will pave the way for our Master's return.
When I can't really control my strength. This is your lucky day! Divine punishment.
Which unit are you in? According to Commander Isolde's orders, aside from Obel Squad, there shouldn't be any other squads assigned to raid this base.
Isolde may be the acting commander for this op, but our squad reports to Major General Lorenz.
So, these idiots are the ones who alerted the Exaltists to our plan. And it was all under orders from the Major General?
Mind your tone. The Major General sent us because he was worried you wouldn't be able to handle this alone. We're here to support the operation.
Support the operation? We were just out there fighting alone as a single squad.
That's right, and we really do appreciate it. Without you taking the brunt of the Exaltists' attention, we couldn't have made it to their headquarters from the flanks so smoothly. We have to apologize. We accidentally beat you to it and ended up taking the credit for wiping out the Exaltists' main base.
Credit? That's meaningless. Is this really the attitude of new recruits in Obsidian Division these days?
Acting all high and mighty. You're just a gun. Do you really think yourself so important? I may be a rookie, but at least I'm not a washed-up old dog like you.
Watch it! The captain has given everything to protect the city. You don't deserve to...
It's okay, Orphe. As long as they really did take out the Exaltists, then they've helped...
Even among comrades, there are plenty of annoying ones. If you ask me, we should just take this guy away and cover it up as an accident caused by an Exaltist attack.
Hey, are you threatening me?
Stay focused, soldier. Answer me. Has the
Several preachers took advantage of the chaos to escape. We had other orders to carry out, so we didn't have time to pursue them while clearing the base.
Other orders? What could be more important than wiping out the Exaltists?
Bunch of fools. They can't even handle something this simple properly. Obel soldiers, let's move out. Once again, it's up to us to clean up after these fools. Obel, gear up and get ready.
Yes, Captain Magus. The Exaltists are fleeing in all directions!
These second-rate troops sure are surprisingly good at messing things up. Who would ever call this an ambush? We've already failed half of the mission's objective.
Hopefully... Oh? Elite targets have appeared.
Elite targets. Just the kind of fight Obel Squad's been waiting for.
Firepower and maximum.
Circle them!
Copy. Recalibrating.
Order received.
Steve, don't go darting too far. Ether vision activate.
Everything is moving along smoothly, Mr. Lucro.
We'll be counting on you again this time.
Major General Lorenz, you're here in...
You're the squad Isolde spoke so highly of. Codename Obel, wasn't it? This is quite a surprise. You arrived even faster than I expected. It's just as Colonel Isolde said. You're quite a capable squad.
Given that you're leading this entire operation, I'd expect you to be at the command post. And the person...
You must be Mr. Lucro. We met briefly at the Porcelumic Safety Inspection Reception Banquet.
A reception banquet? For a safety inspection? That makes no sense.
This, gun certainly has a blunt matter of speech. Anyway... we are acquainted from the banquet, aren't we? Also involved with the Obsidian Division, I see. For someone so young, you must have made quite the impact with the military.
Not so, Mr. Lucro. This young lady is the mayor's envoy, specially sent by the kind-hearted Mr. Mayflower to oversee our work.
I'm just doing my duty. Please, the title of envoy is a bit too much. I feel like it's a little too high and mighty.
So you're a distinguished guest from city administration. My apologies. Please excuse the poor welcome.
So, what brings you here, Major General, Mr. Lucro? And these troops who've been acting without Colonel Isolde's orders?
My troops and I have our reasons for being here. You're a veteran, Captain Magus. Even if you don't fully grasp what overstepping means, you should at least know not to ask about classified military matters. Mind your tongue, Captain. After all, besides your sharp tongue, there's not much else you have left.
Major General, shouldn't we be going? Staying too long in areas with high ether activity isn't good for my health.
You're right, Mr. Lucro.
Aside from that clerk I met at the Special Military Affairs desk, these are honestly the two most annoying people I've ever had to listen to. Sorry, Captain Magus. It was wrong of me to speak disrespectfully about a commanding...
I'll let it slide this time, Orphe. If I weren't afraid of getting you all tried at a military tribunal, I'd have turned every curse word into high-energy laser blasts right at their faces.
This place is not only a key Exaltus stronghold, but also one of their major research facilities. One of Porcelumex's executives previously worked with the Exaltists. Many of their facilities were originally Porcelumex's assets as well. And now under Lucro's lead, Porcelumex has formed ties with the Defense Force. It's clear why they're here.
You're making my head spin. Isn't it just those two plotting how to profit?
Goodness, Commander Lorenz is such a bad person.
Orphe is still caught up in that naive teenage mindset of seeing the world in just good and bad.
Goodness, Orphe. You really are a fool. But I can't say you're wrong this time. They chose to meet in the Hollow, likely to stay under the radar. Either way, Obol's mission continues. Everyone, we keep pursuing the escaping Exaltists.
Yes, Captain Magus. Huh?
Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space.